Ed and Lorraine Warren dedicated their lives to investigating the paranormal. Their journey into the unknown was not just a career but a calling, a mission that would define their lives and leave an indelible mark on the field of paranormal research. They were pioneers in a world that many feared to explore, and their work continues to inspire and intrigue to this day. Their journey started in the 1950s, fueled by Lorraine's claimed clairvoyance and Ed's fascination with the unknown. Lorraine, who believed she had the ability to perceive things beyond the physical realm, found a kindred spirit in Ed, whose curiosity about the supernatural was insatiable. Together they delved into the mysteries that lay beyond the veil of the ordinary world. They met as teenagers, bonding over Lorraine's experiences with the supernatural, which she said began at a young age. Lorraine recounted seeing auras around people and experiencing visions that others could not. Ed, fascinated by her stories, found himself drawn to her not just as a partner, but as a collaborator in their shared quest to understand the paranormal. It wasn't long before their shared interest morphed into a lifelong mission. They began to investigate local hauntings, often spending nights in supposedly haunted houses, documenting their experiences and gathering evidence. Their dedication to uncovering the truth behind these phenomena was unwavering, and they quickly gained a reputation for their thorough and compassionate approach. The Warrens founded the New England Society for Psychic Research in 1952. This organization became the cornerstone of their work, providing a formal structure for their investigations and a network of like-minded individuals who shared their passion for the paranormal. The Society also served as a repository for the vast amount of data and artifacts they collected over the years. This organization provided a platform for their investigations and a way to connect with others interested in the paranormal. Through the Society, they were able to collaborate with other researchers, share their findings, and offer support to those experiencing unexplained phenomena. It also allowed them to educate the public about the realities of the paranormal, dispelling myths and fostering a greater understanding of the unknown. Ed, a World War II veteran and former police officer, brought a grounded, investigative approach to their work. His background in law enforcement provided him with the skills to methodically gather evidence, interview witnesses, and analyze data. This pragmatic approach complemented Lorraine's more intuitive methods, creating a balanced and effective investigative team. Lorraine, claiming to be a trance medium, believed she could communicate with spirits. She often entered trance states during their investigations, allowing what she described as spiritual entities to speak through her. This ability, she believed, provided crucial insights into the nature of the hauntings they investigated and helped them to understand the motivations and identities of the spirits involved. Their contrasting perspectives, they believed, offered a unique and balanced approach to their investigations. Ed's analytical mind and Lorraine's spiritual sensitivity allowed them to tackle cases from multiple angles, ensuring that no detail was overlooked. This synergy was key to their success and set them apart from other paranormal investigators of their time. As they delved deeper into the world of the paranormal, the Warrens began to document their experiences. They kept meticulous records of their investigations, including photographs, audio recordings, and written accounts. This documentation not only provided evidence to support their claims, but also served as a valuable resource for future researchers and investigators. They lectured extensively, sharing their findings at colleges, libraries, and even police academies. Their lectures were well attended, and often sparked lively discussions and debates. Through these public engagements, they were able to reach a wider audience and raise awareness about the paranormal, challenging skeptics and inspiring believers. Their early cases, often involving hauntings in New England, gained them local notoriety. They investigated numerous historic homes, inns, and other locations reputed to be haunted, uncovering stories of tragedy, loss, and unresolved emotions. These cases not only solidified their reputation as skilled investigators, but also deepened their understanding of the complex and often heartbreaking nature of hauntings. They were soon traveling throughout the United States, drawn into cases that ranged from the unsettling to the utterly terrifying. Their work took them to remote farmhouses, bustling urban centers, and everything in between. Each case presented its own unique challenges and mysteries, but the Warrens approached each one with the same level of dedication and determination. The Warrens never shied away from the unknown. They faced their fears head-on, often putting themselves in dangerous situations to uncover the truth. Their courage and commitment to their work earned them the respect and admiration of many, even as it drew criticism and skepticism from others. They claimed their work was driven by a desire to help those tormented by paranormal phenomena. They saw themselves as protectors and advocates for those who had nowhere else to turn. Whether it was offering comfort to a frightened family or providing evidence to support a claim of paranormal activity, the Warrens were always ready to lend a helping hand. Whether it was a family plagued by a haunting presence or individuals claiming demonic oppression, the Warrens positioned themselves as beacons of hope in the face of fear. They believed that by confronting and understanding these phenomena, they could help to alleviate the suffering of those affected and bring a sense of peace and resolution to their lives. Their work, however, would soon attract both fervent believers and staunch skeptics, sparking a debate that continues to this day. The Warrens' claims and methods have been both lauded and criticized, with some hailing them as pioneers and others dismissing them as charlatans. Despite the controversy, their legacy endures, and their contributions to the field of paranormal research remain a topic of fascination and discussion. While Lorraine Warren claimed to communicate with spirits, she often found herself in the role of a consultant, guiding families and individuals through their supernatural experiences. Her approach was deeply empathetic, focusing on understanding the emotional and psychological impacts of these encounters. Lorraine's sessions were not just about contacting the other side. They were about providing comfort and clarity to those who felt lost or terrified by the unknown. She used her abilities to bridge the gap between the living and the dead, offering solace and sometimes closure to those haunted by spirits. Ed focused on the demonic. His interest in demonology was not just academic, it was a calling. He believed that understanding the nature of demons and their influence on the physical world was crucial to combating them. Ed's study of ancient texts and symbols was meticulous, often spending long hours poring over obscure manuscripts and religious documents. He sought to uncover the secrets of these malevolent entities, believing that knowledge was the first line of defense against their insidious influence. He declared himself a demonologist, an expert in the study of demons and demonic activity. This self-proclaimed title was not just for show, it was a testament to his dedication and passion for the field. Ed's lectures and public appearances often centered around educating the public about the dangers of demonic forces. He believed that by spreading awareness, he could help prevent people from falling victim to these dark entities. His work was both a personal mission and a public service, aimed at protecting the innocent and vulnerable. Ed's self-proclaimed title, though not formally recognized by any academic institution, became central to the Warrens' public persona and their approach to investigations. His confidence and conviction in his role as a demonologist lent credibility to their work, even in the face of skepticism. Ed's ability to articulate his beliefs and findings in a compelling manner made him a persuasive figure in the paranormal community. His public engagements were not just about sharing knowledge. They were about rallying support and building a network of believers who could aid in the fight against demonic forces. Central to Ed's demonology was his devout Catholicism. His faith was the foundation upon which he built his understanding of good and evil. Ed believed that the teachings of the Church provided a framework for interpreting and combating demonic activity. His religious convictions were not just a personal belief system, they were integral to his methodology. Ed often invoked the power of prayer and religious rituals in his work, believing that these practices could offer protection and strength against malevolent forces. He believed deeply in the battle between good and evil as presented in religious texts. This cosmic struggle was not just a metaphor for Ed, it was a reality that played out in the lives of those he sought to help. He saw himself as a soldier in this spiritual war, armed with faith and knowledge. Ed's interpretation of religious texts was both literal and symbolic, using them as guides for understanding the nature of demonic threats and the means to counteract them. His work was a manifestation of his belief that good must actively combat evil to maintain balance in the world. He saw his work as an extension of this battle, a way to combat demonic forces and protect the innocent. Ed's involvement in exorcisms and house blessings was not just about removing spirits, it was about restoring peace and safety to those affected. He approached each case with a sense of duty and responsibility, knowing that the stakes were often life and death. Ed's commitment to his work was unwavering, driven by a profound sense of purpose and a desire to shield others from harm. It was this belief that led him to work closely with the Catholic Church. Ed's collaborations with priests and other religious figures were based on mutual respect and a shared goal of combating evil. He often sought their counsel and assistance, recognizing the importance of a united front in the face of demonic threats. These partnerships were not just strategic, they were a reflection of Ed's deep respect for the Church's authority and wisdom in matters of the supernatural. Ed often consulted with priests on cases involving suspected demonic activity. These consultations were crucial in determining the appropriate course of action, whether it be a simple blessing or a full-scale exorcism. Ed valued the insights and experience that priests brought to the table, often deferring to their judgment in particularly complex or dangerous situations. This collaborative approach not only enhanced the effectiveness of their interventions, but also reinforced the legitimacy of their work in the eyes of the public. He sought their guidance, performing house blessings and even arranging exorcisms when deemed necessary. These rituals were not just about expelling spirits, they were about reclaiming spaces and restoring a sense of normalcy to those affected. Ed's meticulous approach to these ceremonies reflected his deep understanding of their significance and power. He believed that every action, every prayer, and every gesture had the potential to make a difference in the battle against evil. His close relationship with the Church, while questioned by some, lent an air of legitimacy to his work in the eyes of many believers. This connection provided a sense of authority and credibility that was often lacking in the field of paranormal investigation. Ed's ability to navigate the complexities of both religious and supernatural realms made him a unique and influential figure. His work was not just about confronting demons, it was about bridging the gap between faith and the unknown, offering hope and reassurance to those in need. Ed's approach to demonology, however, drew criticism from both skeptics and those within the paranormal field. Some argued that his methods were too reliant on religious dogma, while others questioned the validity of his self-proclaimed expertise. These criticisms did not deter Ed, instead they fueled his determination to prove the legitimacy of his work. He welcomed debate and discussion, believing that scrutiny and skepticism were essential for growth and understanding in the field. Critics argued that his reliance on religious dogma clouded his judgment and led to hasty conclusions. They contended that his approach lacked scientific rigor and was overly influenced by his personal beliefs. Ed, however, saw his faith as an asset rather than a hindrance. He believed that his religious convictions provided a moral compass and a source of strength in his work. While he acknowledged the importance of scientific inquiry, he maintained that some aspects of the supernatural could only be understood through the lens of faith. They questioned his methods, which often involved provoking spirits and using religious artifacts as weapons against perceived demonic entities. These tactics were seen by some as reckless and potentially dangerous. Ed, however, believed that confronting these entities head-on was sometimes necessary to protect the living. His approach was bold and unapologetic, driven by a deep-seated belief in the righteousness of his cause. He viewed his work as a form of spiritual warfare, where the stakes were nothing less than the souls of those affected. Despite the criticism, Ed remained steadfast in his beliefs, convinced that his work served a higher purpose. He saw himself as a guardian, standing between the forces of darkness and the innocent. Ed's unwavering commitment to his mission was a testament to his character and conviction. He believed that his efforts were ultimately about protecting and saving lives, no matter how controversial. Ultimately, Ed Warren's legacy is one of dedication, faith, and an unyielding belief in the battle between good and evil. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It does not cost you a thing, but it helps out our channel immensely.